Presidential term limits. The amendment was passed by Congress in 1947 and was ratified by the states on February 27, 1951. The 22nd Amendment says a person can only be elected to be president 2 times for a total of 8 years. It does make it possible for a person to serve up to 10 years as president. This was put in place after Franklin D. Roosevelt won 4 consecutive presidential elections, leaving office because he died. The government decided limits might be a good idea. In the beginning, the U.S. had no presidential term limits because it had no president at all under the Articles of Confederation. Line of succession. The line of succession follows the order of Vice President, Speaker of the House of Representatives, President pro tempore of the Senate, and the eligible heads of federal exclusive department who form the President's cabinet. An order of succession or right of succession is a sequence of those entitled to hold a high office such as head of state or an honor such as title of nobility in the order in which they stand in line to when it becomes vacated. The 20th Amendment is the term that the President and Vice President shall end at noon on the 20th of January, and the term of the Senators and Representatives at noon on the 3rd day of January, of the years in which such the terms would have ended if the Articles had not been ratified. The 20th Amendment is important because it's tried as the limit lame duck presidents and legislators. It is also important because it failed. Before the 20th Amendment, the presidential term and the congressional term both started on March 4th of the year after the election. The 22nd Amendment says that no person shall be elected to office of president more than twice. This is important because after President Franklin Roosevelt broke this tradition by being elected for 4 terms, the U.S. Congress approved and the majority of states ratified the 22nd Amendment to our Constitution. This amendment limits presidents to serve for no more than 2 terms in office. The 25th Amendment states that in case of removal of a president from office or his death or resignation, the vice president shall become president. The 25th Amendment in the National Archives, the proposal specified that the process by which a president could be declared unable to discharge the powers and duties from his office, thereby making the vice president an acting president.